presentation. I know some of y'all probably get a little restless. We're going to move on to the presentation of the awards. I want to, you know, there's a part of me that hates giving the awards. You know, you always end up with somebody feels being a little bit hurt if they didn't get something, if they didn't get something they feel like they deserve. Please, I want you to understand that by not getting your outstanding position award, what it does not take away from what you've done. So, you know, it is a team game. Please don't feel offended. Please don't take it personal again, men. You're all award winners, the way that I see it. Our awards right here, I do want to make sure that you understand the players voted on it. I think it means more to the kids by the fact that our players were the ones that voted on it and it wasn't something that the coaches get. We'll start with our most outstanding offensive lineman. Most games are won and lost up front. You watch the Detroit Lions play sometimes. If Barry Sanders has a bad day, it's a simple answer to it. The offensive line doesn't get the job done. We have a good offensive line. We're going to miss the seniors that we have. Our outstanding offensive lineman, voted on by the players, consistently graded 75 or up. I respect him so much because I feel like he was such a made football player by the work that he did. Senior Johnny McCartney. He does start up front, but having backs and make plays makes life a whole lot easier. We're fortunate to have many good running backs. Our outstanding offensive back gained over 1,000 yards, scored 16 touchdowns, threw for a touchdown, and the best thing as a coach I can say about him now is he's a junior. Junior Jamal Sanders. Next is the most valuable offensive player. I know often when you see on TV Heisman trophies, MVPs, you think of the running backs, quarterbacks. You know, I'm a head coach and I'm supposed to be impartial, but I love offensive linemen. They come to the work. I think they're the greatest as far as their work ethic. The fact they are so unselfish for what they do. And again, I'm supposed to be impartial, but I was so happy that our kids recognized it too. We had a bunch of good offensive linemen. We had one of the most devastating blockers probably in the state of Tennessee. He's a combination of size, talent, work ethic, and a competitor. I'm very proud of what he's done in 4 years here, Marcellus Chatman. One of our team goals started August 1 was we wanted to improve our special teams. I think we went out and did that. We did it through work on the practice field and by our kids understand that it is so important in football, the kicking game. I know everybody made a big deal out of the fact that we did have a very, very good kicker. Proud of him. I'm glad that he's back. But I was probably more proud of the fact that our team unit so improved from the year before. The individual our players voted was probably outside of our snapper in front of one of the most important positions of the punt team. He kicked off at time, but he didn't kick off for us. He was covering the kicks. He's also on the field goal extra point team. Was also a two-way starter. 3-year starter, senior Keith Jones. When I look at the winner for the defensive line, you know, we're very, very fortunate, especially we have two good defensive ends, Paul Wade and Keith. We had an awful good junior defensive tackle that's coming back to really stabilize our middle, and Jimmy Hannah. But I'm going to remember this one for how good a player he was, and unless some of y'all have done it, which I know some of you out there have, the toughness that it takes to play on both sides of the ball in an interior lineman position. is something I don't really understand because I haven't done it. You know, it's one thing for the safety to play running back, but the toughness that it takes to play up front, both offensively and defensively, is a toughness that most people don't even understand. I don't myself. Outstanding defensive lineman, 1996, senior, 3-year starter, Josh Lockhart. For outstanding defensive back, the vote included our linebackers and defensive backs. The secondary defensive back that won the award. You know, when a defensive tackle makes a mistake and gets blocked, you know, it might sometimes cost you 4 yards. When a linebacker doesn't necessarily get his job done, it might cost you 8. But the pressure of being a defensive back is great because if they make a mistake, it can cost you touchdowns. We were fortunate. We had smart kids back here that were, for the most part, where they belong. We had kids that could tackle, that could hit, and we had a pretty good unit. Our most outstanding defensive back, 1996, senior Walker Huey. Most valuable defensive player is a 3-year starter. Played probably our most demanding position defensively, the fact that he played stand-up as a middle linebacker at times, and at times was down. Sometimes, many times, was a quarterback for our defense and changes from one to the other. 3-year starter, leading tackler on a football team. Showed tremendous courage and work ethic by coming back from knee injury and came back to have a great senior year. Senior Bradley Arnold. Mr. Barrentine of the Lions Club could not be here, so I'm going to change order one, Conrad, while I'm up here. The Athletic Academics Excellence Award, something that I came up with. Academics has been recognized in the past. You know, I tried to check past yearbooks how it was done. It was one from each class. This award from this time on, as long as I'm the one up here, is going to be for any senior that through his 3.5 years at this point has a grade point average. Very difficult being a good athlete at times, very difficult being a good student, an excellent student. The combination of the two, I think, is worthy of recognition. Senior mascot, Barbara Williams. I jumped the gun a little bit. I should have made sure this is a Lions Club presentation. Should have made that clear. It's the Lions Club presenting this award. Senior cheerleader, Jana Gallamore. Senior Kris Wheeler. Senior Walker Huey. Senior Wesley Belew. I'd like now to call up Conrad Jackson. Conrad representing on behalf of the radio station our Unsung Hero Award.
once again, this award was voted on by the players. I think they made an excellent choice. Unsung hero, Beasley.
Real pleasure for the Milan Rotary Club to present the 4 team captains that were voted on by the players, which is very significant at the end of the year. Those 4 are, we won't list these by alphabet, all 4 are great. Maybe I'll put them in a box. We are proud of these young men. We'll start with Marcellus Chatman on team captain. Arnold. Donnie McCartney. Last one is Josh Lockhart.
The Doug Cole Award is presented this year. You remember the history of Milan Athletics. Doug played football here at high school. Tragic automobile accident took his life away from us. Every time I look over there, I think about Doug and his mother. His mother had he's one of 3 people that did the Bulldog over here on the wall for us. So we have a lot of fond memories of Doug Cole. On your program, it says the Doug Cole Go-Getter Award. On the flank, it says the Attitude Award. So I guess the person that receives this award would knock your socks off and then hit you up. This is Josh Lockhart.
On behalf of the entire staff of Beer Exchange newspaper, it's my pleasure to present the 1996 Beer Exchange Top Dog Award to a player that the staff at Beer Exchange feels made a significant contribution to the past success of this season, but not only this season, the last 3 seasons. He has been a 3-year starter. Each year we base our selection on individual statistics, on-field performance, attitude, and character. And as always, it was a tough decision to make. For the first time ever, though, this year, this award doesn't go to a back that scored 20 touchdowns or the team's leading tackler either. It goes to a tough-nosed offensive lineman that knocked down, as John Ward calls them, would-be tacklers. And even his position coach, Coach Webb down there, admitted he would hate to have to line up. Well, it's my pleasure at this time to present him to senior offensive lineman and all-state selection, Marcellus Chatman.
Seniors, I believe y'all have a presentation you'd like to make to Coach Morris. Is that right?
First of all, before we give this award or this token of thanks to Coach Morris, I would like to first say thanks to Dr. McAdoo for everything he did, and Ms. Carol Blair. And I'd like to also thank all you parents and fans for help supporting us this year and throughout our high school years. And now, okay, I really don't know where to start. You know, in the middle of the summer, everybody's in suspense of, is it true that we get a new head coach? You know, and we're all used to the old ways, of our last year coach and stuff. But, after a while, we began to think, and, we knew who our head coach was going to be. We knew who it should have been. We didn't know exactly who it was going to be, but like I said, we knew who it should have been. After our first win at Northside, we gave Coach Morris the game ball that, we won with. This is his third year, Mal. I've only been here 2 years. We're his first team, his first head coaching job. We're his first team, and hopefully in 30 or 40 years, we'll be able to come back and watch Coach Morris, coach the Bulldogs. First of all, we like to some things that we remember over the year about Coach Morris being our head coach. I guess one thing for me is the insulting jokes that he always made about sending me back to Gibson County. Simply because I couldn't do a squat properly. Yelling, some other things was yelling at the quarterbacks and centers for fumbling the snaps in the 10th week of the season. And, I guess another thing would be yelling at the linemen for not blocking down on 14 and 15. Another thing he would, we remember him by is yelling at the running backs for not going full speed. But, you put all those things together, that's what makes a great football coach. Also, one thing I guess that all of us used to hate was coming out in 90-degree weather just to practice football. It may not seem a lot, but it takes a lot, to be out there and it's 90 degrees and you don't understand why you're out there. But, he knew why we were out there. So on behalf of the senior class, oh, okay, yeah. He was one of the reasons that when we all decided to get together on Friday night to play a full 4 quarters, you know, he was the one that pushed us to that point. You know, it'd be sometimes, you know, we would be down, and, you know, he would tell us that, you know, when all things go wrong, you have to start where, you know, the beginning. You know, you have to do the basic things. And so, you know, the record only tells the scores of what happened on Friday night. But, you know, I'm almost done. But the records does not say nothing about the effort that not just Coach Morris, but all the coaches gave during the whole week to prepare us for Friday night. And so, you know, we would like to give this token as our appreciation to Coach Morris, and we hope that he'll be here for a long time.
Rogaine and Slim Fast. I know you're ready to go. I got about 2 more minutes. Ms. Beasley got a couple minutes. We've talked about what we've done. I want you to understand, everybody in this room, that as a program we have goals. I want you to know where we're trying to go. We're committed to trying to win a state championship here. I think everything's in place. We have good players. We have good coaches. We have administration behind us. We have great community support along the tradition. It's going to happen sometime. I don't know exactly when. I'm committed to it. I think all these players are committed to it. We're going to work towards it. And please do everything you can to help us along. It's going to be a great moment when, just like it was in 1977, that's really been a while. It needs to happen again here quickly. And we're going to be the ones sitting there in Nashville on some Friday night in December. We're going to be the ones in the Clinic Bowl. We're going to come away with the state championship ring. It's going to happen sometime.
I won't keep you much longer. We've got a couple of housekeeping details to. I need to see, if possible, all the seniors and their parents that are here with them to discuss the senior trip after we close this thing out. As you notice, in years past, there have been things given at the banquet. This year, the senior class was given the option of having something presented at the awards banquet or going on a senior trip. Quarterback Club is intending on taking the seniors on a trip. We need to discuss that a little bit. I've been asked to tell you that the bud bases that are on the tables are borrowed. Please do not remove them. Yes, they can have the flowers, but please don't take the bud bases. Mr. Park says just leave everything on the table, and we will. Did I understand you right? And that we will clean it up. There's no need of clean up behind yourselves. In December, the quarterback club appointed, or, well, that's a good word, appointed a 4-member panel to come up with nominees for officers for next year. The nominees were made the first week in January, and by unanimous vote, I'd like to introduce the the officers for the Milan Quarterback Club for this coming season. Their office will begin the first Monday in March. Elected to the seat of president is Ricky Russian, back here in the back. Some guy named Easley is going to be vice president. Miss Lucy Mallard will be our secretary. And Miss Mary Collins will be our treasurer. If you support those folks like you supported me this year, everything will be wonderful. And I appreciate it. Jill Gallamore would like to speak to you for just a second. And keep in mind, I do need the senior parents and the senior players to stay. Bob Parkins would also like all of the award winners to stay for pictures for the paper. And after we hear from Jill, we'll dismiss.
We've had a wonderful time tonight. I want to invite you to another wonderful event that's going to take place on January the 25th. A lot of these seniors, some of our administration, people in the community are going to be doing the Great Pretenders program. It will be in our gym. The tickets are $5. If you want to come, sit and relax and have a good time, I promise you, you will enjoy it. Buy your tickets. When you miss it and you hear all the good things about it, you will be sorry. Mr. Parks is going to sing for us. He's going to pretend to be Marty Robbins, and he has a wonderful voice. You know, from all the football games, you know, Bone Man, the guy that wears the bone, does all that barking. He's singing for us. I'm telling you guys, it's a wonderful program. Don't miss it. January the 25th at 7 o'clock. All proceeds are going for project graduation. We want to see you there. Don't miss it. I have tickets.
Thank you all for being patient. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for the support during the year. Good night.